What if the reason you wake up with no energy has nothing to do with sleep? What if it's not about your mattress, your routine, or how many hours you got? What if it's not about physical tiredness at all? Let me paint a picture that might be familiar to you. The alarm goes off, and before you've even moved, the heaviness is already there. Not sleepy exactly, just drained. Like the day is already too much and it hasn't even started yet. You could sleep 10 hours and still feel this way. You have probably tried and it didn't help, because it's not your body that is tired. It's what is going on inside your head. And if that is the case, no amount of sleep optimization will fix it. You have probably heard all the standard advice by now. Fix your sleep hygiene, get to bed earlier, put your phone away, create a relaxing bedtime routine. Maybe you have even gone a bit deeper, cutting out blue light, wearing those orange glasses, or taking melatonin. And look, maybe some of that helps a little, but if it really worked, you wouldn't still be feeling this way. Because what's happening to you has two layers, and most advice only touches the surface. The first layer is that your mind never rests, even when your body does. You go to bed carrying the weight of the day and you wake up still holding it. And the second layer is something we rarely pay attention to. There's nothing pulling you forward. No spark, no reason that would actually make you want to get up. Your body wakes up, but your mind asks for what? I'd like to share a few gentle shifts that might help with this. Let's start with the first layer. What is happening to your mind while you sleep? Because here's the thing, when you close your eyes at night, your body rests, but your mind keeps going. Research by Professor Matthew Walker at US Berkeley has shown that during sleep, your brain actively processes the emotional experiences of the day. That's supposed to be a good thing. It's how your brain takes the edge of difficult memories. But when there's too much unresolved emotional weight, too many worries, too much stress left sitting there, the brain gets stuck. Instead of processing, it loops. The same worries, the same regrets, the same what ifs. And eventually, you wake up feeling like you never rested at all. That kind of mental activity is genuinely exhausting. It drains you the same way physical effort does, except no amount of sleep fixes it, because the mind never actually stops, and sleep fails to do its job of restoring you. So what can you do about that? Since the late 1980s, Dr. James Pennebaker at the University of Texas has been studying the effect of writing down your disturbing thoughts before bed. His research, which has been replicated hundreds of times across different populations, showed that people who spent 15 to 20 minutes writing about what troubles them experienced significantly fewer intrusive thoughts at night and reported noticeably better sleep quality. Why? Because of something called cognitive offloading. When a difficult thought stays inside your head, your brain treats it as unresolved. It keeps circling back to it during the day and especially at night when everything else goes quiet. But when you put it on paper, your brain recognizes that it's processed, addressed, no longer something it needs to loop on. And you don't need 20 minutes, even 5 minutes works. Before bed, grab a piece of paper or your phone, whatever is easiest, and write down whatever your mind is holding on to. Not a journal, not something neat, just dump it. The worries, the frustrations, the thoughts that keep coming back, the feelings, whatever is in there, get it out. You are just telling your brain, I've noticed this, it's captured, you can let go for now. And once it sees that the thoughts are written down somewhere safe, it loosens its grip. It's like putting a heavy bag down before you lie down. You are never going to use it in bed anyway. Finally, you can rest. Now let's look at the second layer. What happens when you open your eyes? Even if your mind rested well, you might still wake up heavy. And the reason is something we rarely pay attention to. There's nothing in your day that pulls you forward. Nothing that makes getting up feel worth the effort. No pull, no draw, just another day that looks exactly like the last one. And that's not laziness. That's what happens when every day runs on the same routine with nothing in it that's truly yours. Something small can change this. Start placing small things into your week that break the routine. Not big things, not life changes, just small, meaningful moments that give your day a different shape. A walk you decide on at lunchtime. Not for exercise, just because you felt like it. Meeting someone you haven't seen in a while and actually missed. Trying a new place for coffee instead of the usual one. Picking up something you used to enjoy, even for 10 minutes. These are tiny things, but they matter, because they are chosen by you for you, and they create small pockets in your week that aren't just routine. And here is what happens over time. When your days start to have these small anchors in them, your mornings begin to shift. You wake up and somewhere in the back of your mind, there's something ahead that's yours. And you are impatient to go for it. Not an obligation, not a task, just something that adds a little color to the day. And those little anchors are the beginning of wanting to get up again. So, why do you wake up with no energy? It's not because you slept badly. It's because your mind never stopped. And because nothing on the other side of the alarm felt worth getting up for. Those two things, a mind that won't rest and a morning with no pull, they feed each other. The less you look forward to tomorrow, the more your brain churns at night. And the more it churns, the less energy you have to build anything worth waking up for. But the loop can be broken without forcing anything. Put something down before you sleep. Place something worth waking up for into your week. Two really simple moves that can genuinely affect your mood. So why skip them? It's not about sleep. It's about what your mind is carrying and whether you have given it any reason to feel light. And if you think that tiredness might be connected to negative thinking, I made a video about that. But sometimes it goes even deeper than that. Sometimes the reason life feels heavy isn't just the thoughts themselves. It's the habits and patterns quietly draining your happiness without you even noticing. I made another video called 5 things that may be ruining your happiness. I'll put both right here for you. If there's something that drains your energy in the mornings that we didn't talk about, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of your mind.